Slamdown is sponsored by Body Slam and Jam and WWE Smack Talk. Welcome to another live episode of Slamdown Live. Today we're going to be talking about the grandest stage of them all. As the WWE say, the big thrill ride, WrestleMania. Now, this is the 33 WrestleMania. Now, this is probably the only pay-per-view that I actually stay up late and I'm going to watch tonight. The rest I normally watch on the next day because I record them. But I can't even get my words out. But because it's WrestleMania and it's the biggest pay-per-view of the year with the WWE, I will be watching it live. I might even be tweeting out a few things while I'm watching it as well. So, keep an eye on our Twitter. I'm not going to guarantee that I'm going to be able to watch the whole of it. I want to go as far as I can, and as soon as my bed starts shouting at me, that's it, I'm going to bed. But I am going to try for you guys to try and watch the whole WrestleMania, tweet about what I think of WrestleMania while I'm watching it. There will be a review show tomorrow, which will be about, I'm going to say at the moment 5 p.m, because I've got the Impact review later on in the day with Charlie as co-host. So it's a busy week for me. Big wrestling week. I'm going to cover a few of the NXT things. I normally would cover it a lot more, but the problem is I don't have time to watch it, to be honest. With the amount of wrestling I have, personal life and everything else, I just do not have time to watch NXT. But I do keep an eye. I do watch clips here and now. So the next bit I don't really want to talk about, but I feel I have to talk about it with Drew McIntyre. Now, I'm trying to think of me to say this, it's brilliant news and everything else, but to me it's not. The reason it's not is the way he's conducted himself and the way he's gone around this. When he left Impact, he basically said the contract was too late. That's why he left. Right, okay. I can understand that. Fair enough. So I thought he'd continue doing UK work because that's what he was passionate about. He was passionate about building this empire for British wrestling and everything else. So I thought, okay, he's going to do the UK. He's going to do World of Sports. He's going to really help the UK. But then he shows up on NXT. Now, to me, it makes him look like he's lied to the fans and he's in it for his own pocket. Eric Young, Bobby Roode, they were honest. They said, we want our release or we want to go NXT. They were honest. They didn't beat around the bush or try to hide it from us. They were open, they were honest. And you know what? I respected them for that. But I don't respect Drew McIntyre or Drew Galloway. I do not respect him. The way he's conducted himself and the way he's gone around it is the wrong way. I would have rather he come out and say, look, I'm not going to stay at Impact. I want to go through NXT. Which, we would have gone, all right, fair enough. He's been honest. But he hasn't. And that's my main problem with Drew Galloway in NXT. If you look at him when he first left the WWE, he was a bit of a bore, a bit of a comedy act, booked terribly. He comes back, he comes to Impact Wrestling, they rebuild him. He works for ICW, he works all the way around the UK, all around the world. And then next thing you know, he's going, right, I'm not staying at Impact, you offer me the contract too late, and then you're back in the WWE. Okay, Drew. It just stinks of crap, to be honest. It stinks of that the whole reason he rejected the contract was bullshit. That's what annoyed me. But I do wish him luck, and I hope he does well, But I'd rather him just be honest with us, and him turn around and say, I rejected the Impact contract because I wanted to go to NXT. Or he was interested in going to NXT, and then we would have all been, right, okay. But because he keeps saying, I'm here, I want to make English wrestling great, Scottish wrestling great, I want to help Scotland, I want to help the UK. Oh, right, now I see you in NXT. How's that helping? Now, I know a lot of you are going to say, the UK tournament. No. The UK tournament, the way it's been done, and some of you fans might disagree with me, but I'm going to be brutally honest with you. The UK tournament was done because of World of Sports coming back and Vince McMahon panicking. Look, they're trying to buy the Ring of Honor. Now, if Vince gets his hands on the Ring of Honor, he's not going to keep it running. He didn't keep WCW running. He didn't keep ECW running. He only brought back ECW because of the popularities on the DVDs. He's a businessman, not a wrestling man, a businessman. He wants Ring of Honor for all the old footage, raid some of the talent. That's his purpose. And with what he's doing in the UK scene, he's trying to sign up all the UK talent. A lot of them we're not going to see on TV, but he wants to sign them so no one else can have them. He's a shrewd businessman, and I think people are forgetting that. And I think the generation that watch wrestling now, I'm not saying the older generation, but the generation that wasn't around in the 80s, didn't see the carnage and the damage that Vince McMahon did to independent wrestling. And it's the same fear we have in the UK, that he's going to damage independent wrestling. Promoters over here are scared. They're worried. They're worried about the talent pool with what the WWE are doing. But that's Vince McMahon. We grow to expect this. I just thought a lot of talent would have gone, no, I don't want your money. I want to fight for the UK, but money talks. Like I said, I'm just, waiting for the audience to build here, and I think we've built enough. So let's dig into the WrestleMania card. Couple little things I'm upset about with this card. Especially with the kickoff show. I'm happy that the women's match got moved, but the only reason the women's match got moved was because of you. Because of the fans. The fans howling all over Twitter, on social media. There was that much attention by the fans, it made the WWE move the match. If the fans didn't make the noise, it would have still been a pre-card show. So, fans watching this, you should be proud of yourself. Proud how everybody came together to get that match on the main show of WrestleMania. Because, like I said, if it wasn't for the outcry, it would have still been a pre-show match. Another match that I don't think should be on pre-show is Neville versus Austin Aries. The reason why, recently the cruiserweights have got a lot better. I would have been happy with Neville versus Austin Aries starting WrestleMania, but I don't believe it should be on the pre-show. Now, I know there's a lot of matches and they have to make some decisions. I would rather see John Cena and Nikki Bella versus The Miz and Maurice on the pre-show. And now a lot of you are going to say, whoa, they're big names. John Cena is coming out of the company. So is Nikki Bella. The Miz and Maurice are hot right now. But looking through the card, it's the only one I could see put on the pre-show. I am slightly annoyed that there's no Smackdown tag team titles on the line at WrestleMania. I think they could have done the American Alpha versus the Usos, especially on SmackDown Live. That was an amazing match. Absolutely amazing. And people watching this, I want you to comment. You know, I like reading your comments. I like hearing your point of views. And if you want to disagree with me, disagree with it. I like having the interactions and the counteractions. But yeah, the Neville-Austin Aries match, to me, shouldn't be a pre-show match. I think it's going to be an amazing match. Austin Aries, amazing athlete, so is Neville. You know, I think this is going to elevate the Cruiserweight division. I think when people watch this, they'll be surprised on how good that match will be. After that, we have, on the pre-show, the 4th annual Andre the Giant Battle Royal. Right. There's a lot of superstars on here. A lot that could be in WrestleMania. I don't know if Samoa Joe's going to be in this, but Samoa Joe, to me, should be on the main card. Finn Balor, another one, should be on the main card. I know they've only just been introduced onto SmackDown and Raw and all this lot, but I still think Samoa Joe should have an involvement with WrestleMania. Well, he could do. You know, we could always see Samoa Joe going after Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, and we could see Finn Balor coming down to help Seth Rollins. We could see that. You know, we have seen the team-ups on the live event, so that is a possibility. But, you know, the way they've built Braun Strowman, for example, he shouldn't be in that match. They've built him quite high, and I'd have rather seen Braun Strowman against Undertaker, if I'm completely honest with you, because I think the Roman Reigns is going to be a turn-off for a lot of fans. You know, I think a lot of fans are getting fed up with Roman Reigns. And I don't think it's Roman Reigns' fault. It's the way he's being used, it's the way he's being booked, and it's the way he's being shoved down our throats. And I've said this repeatedly. It's one of the worst things WWE do. They don't listen to the fans anymore. You know, they shove stuff down our throat. They have done for years, and we've just got to get used to it now. I know that might be hard to hear, but it's the way it is. I can't predict who's going to win this match. I thought it was going to be Braun Strowman, but then we've seen the NXT star. Can't remember what they bloody call him, but he used to be in the UK independent scene. He's Insanity. Giant of an athlete. I think it could be a good pre-show. You know, I think it's where it belongs. I don't think fans should expect too much, as it's a pre-show and it's not the main attraction. That's where I'd say people to be wary. You know, don't expect too much from pre-show matches. I'm really trying to say this in a positive light, and it's quite difficult. I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. I'm just going with what we're used to, you know, and what they do. It's really hard to sort of try and amp something up that you know that is going to be poor. Now, I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me, and yeah, I might get some backlash. Or there might be some fun trolls that want to pick on me, but hey. And a lot of stuff, actually, that on this show, we've said and it's happened. So keep your eyes out. And when I say certain things, they might happen. You know, we predicted about Drew Galloway going to NXT. A lot of other stuff we've predicted and it's happened, so... before I go into the main show, I'm going to do my predictions. I think Austin Aries is going to beat Neville. I think it's going to be a title change. Because the character Austin Aries is and the way they can push him, it makes more sense to have Austin Aries win the title. And they'll probably do a rematch at some point, probably at 205 Live, but I think that's the way it's going to go. The Battle Royal, who's going to win it? That's quite a tough one for me. because we don't know that everybody's going to be in it. But I want to go out on a limb and say Braun Strowman. After that, we've got the Raw Tag Team Champions Triple Threat Ladder Match. Now, I'm not really excited to the match. I think the match is going to be kind of meh. I don't think it's going to be that great. And being hard on WrestleMania, guys. I'm really not enjoying being hard on WrestleMania. But it's the Raw booking that worries me. If I'm completely honest, that's my worry. The worry is they're going to budget up so bad. And that's what they've done in the past. I really don't want to be bad about WrestleMania, but... Right. I'm going to go the way I would do this. Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson hold the title. Big Kaz turns on Enzo Amore. And Cesaro and Sheamus sort of splinter. That's what I would like to happen. I don't really want to see Enzo Amore and Big Kaz split up, but the way they're building Big Kaz, I can see it happening. I can see them put him on his own. But Big Kaz has got a limited moveset. I can get why them two are over, but Big Kaz has got a limited moveset. Or it could go Luke Gallows. It could be Enzo Amore, Big Kaz win the titles. Cesaro and Sheamus split. It could go all that sort of ways. I want to say Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson hold the titles on this. Now, after that was a pre-show match, but like I said, thanks to your outcry, it's now on the main card. The Women's Smackdown Championship. We don't really know how this match is going to work. All we know it's against all female SmackDown Live superstars who are available to compete. Could we see some surprises? Could we see some stars that have recently been signed to SmackDown that we don't know about that turns up for that match? I could see it happening. I really can believe that could happen. I don't think Alexa Bliss is going to keep the title. I personally think Naomi will get the title back, so I'm going to go for Naomi on that one. Intercontinental Championship match, Dean Ambrose versus Baron Corbin. Now, we've seen the attacks happen. Baron Corbin trapped Dean Ambrose with a forklift. Dean Ambrose came back, went for Baron Corbin. I'm going to go out on a limb on this, and I know this is not going to be popular. I'm going to say Baron Corbin to get the title. The way he's been used, I think they're giving him that sort of push, and I think he's going to beat Dean Ambrose. I really believe that's going to happen. After that, we've got the United States Championship match, Chris Jericho versus Kevin Owens. Now, we could see Joe interfere here. We could see Joe come in. There's a possibility of that. I'm hoping it's not. I'm hoping it's going to be a clear match. But I think it's going to be Kevin Owens that's going to win this. And now I know it's showing a lot of title changes, but yeah, I'm going to say Kevin Owens on this because I think Chris Jericho is leaving WWE. I think he's taking time away. I think he's working on, I don't know if it's the band or working on their music, but I'm going to say Chris Jericho loses this and Kevin Owens wins and we see the last of Chris Jericho. And then I think the group's going to form of Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe, maybe Triple H now and then, to lead the new stable. After that, we've got the Raw Women's Championship Fatal 4-Way. I'm not really looking forward to this match. I want to be honest. I think we've been spoiled because of SmackDown has been so brilliant with the Raw Women's title and the females there have been amazing. Now, I'm not saying that the Raw Women's wrestlers are not amazing. The problem behind it is the booking the angles, the storyline. And I have said this, and I will still say it. It feels like Dixie Carter's running Raw. That's how it feels. I just want to say a big shout out to Rob Reeves that's watching this. Let me know if you're going to be watching WrestleMania, Rob, and what you think of the WrestleMania card. But anyway, let's get back to this. Trying to pick a winner. I don't think it'd be Charlotte Flair. I think they want to keep it. I don't think it'd be Sasha Banks. If it's one of them, it's just going to feel like a repeated feud. I think, logically, I reckon they're going to go with Nia Jax and then make her look indestructible, like who's going to beat her. I think that's the way it's going to go. Yeah, I'm going to stick with Nia Jax on that one. Now, a match that I am looking forward to and I'm not looking forward to. Smackdown Live Commissioner versus the Phenomenal One. Shane McMahon takes on AJ Styles. Reason I'm looking forward to this match, AJ Styles is an artist in the ring. He's a phenomenal athlete. The reason I'm not looking forward to the match, it's not really going to be a match, if you think about it. Shane McMahon's not a great wrestler. He's a good wrestler, not a great wrestler. You know, and I don't think with AJ Styles' sort of style, would really work. I think they could have done something better here. I would have rather seen Shane McMahon go against somebody that can take him on in a hardcore stipulation. Well, you know, see a bit of blood smashing around the arena. I know it's not PG, but that's what I'd like to see. And I think that would make more sense, personally. But I do think there's going to be some leeway in this match. I think they're going to allow Shane McMahon to do a few extreme stuff. And from what I've seen from the set, I can see Shane McMahon climbing the set. I really can. I don't know if Shane McMahon's continuing to be SmackDown Live Commissioner. Because we do know that Vince will fire one of them. But the thing is, I can see Daniel Bryan going. And if Shane goes as well, what they're going to do about SmackDown? I think it'd be a stupid decision. Me personally, I'd love to see Shane McMahon, Daniel Bryan stay on, running SmackDown, and replace Stephanie. God, I know we love to hate her, but I think it needs something different. And where people have said Eric Bischoff, yeah, I can quite believe it. Because of the character he is. I'm going to go AJ Styles. I cannot see them putting Shane over AJ Styles. I think it'd be an absolute joke if they do, but that's the way I'm going to go with that one. A non-sanctioned match, Seth Rollins versus Triple H. Now, I do not think this is going to be clear-cut. Reason I don't think it'll be clear-cut, because if you look at when Triple H took on Sting, we saw other people coming out in the fear, everything else. I think Samoa Joe could possibly be involved in this match. But then, I also think Finn Balor could be in this match. I think we could see Samoa Joe trying to help Triple H, and then Finn Balor help Seth Rollins, and I think Seth Rollins will get the victory on Triple H with Finn Balor's help. That's what I think is going to happen. Because if they're putting Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe and Triple H together, they've got to have rivals. And I think that's the way it's going to go. I can't think of any other way they can go with that direction. It's the only one that makes sense to me. So I'm going to go Seth Rollins. Then we've got the power couple collide. I really hope this is going to be John Cena's and Nikki Bella's last match. Not because it's Cena, but I think Cena's done his time now. I think he needs to move on and let the new blood come through. I think, to me, John Cena was interesting when he was Thug Life. When he dropped that and became for the kids, he became boring for me. Now, I don't think he's going to leave the WWE. I think he'll be doing other things outside of the ring for the WWE, and I think that's the way they need to go with it now. The way The Miz and Maurice has been built, brilliant. The way Miz has been with his promos, amazing. I've never really liked The Miz, but now I think he's a phenomenal. I really do. I think he's come into his own, and I think he's going to be amazing. But I think it's going to be John Cena and Nikki Bella. Going by the WWE booking, I think that's the way it's going to go. I can't see it going any other way. But like I said, let me know in the comments what you think as I'm reviewing this. Yeah, it's got to be John Cena and Nikki Bella. I would rather it be the Miz and Maurice, and then sort of John Cena and Nikki Bella fade out. After that, we've got the Phenomenal versus the Big Dog. Now, I'm not too sure if JR's calling this match or not. If it's true and JR is calling this match, I think it's The Undertaker's last. And if it's The Undertaker's last, I'm sorry to say this, folks, it's going to be Roman Reigns' victory. I think Roman Reigns is going to win this and take over the yard, and The Undertaker's going to fade away. It's sad to think of it like that, but I think that's the way it's going. I don't think we can do anything about it. I think he will be booed left, right and centre and hated for it, but I think that's the way it's going to go. I'd rather say Undertaker, but I've got to be realistic. It's Roman Reigns got to win that. Sorry, folks. After that, the man that only can last a minute in a match, Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar. Now, I've been a big fan of Goldberg's work in the past. I've always said he's an amazing talent. People have always judged him, but you've got to think he was, he brought that sort of MMA style mixed with wrestling. So you've got to give Goldberg that. In the WCW, he was brilliant. When he was in the WWE first time, brilliant. Second time, huh? He only can do 2 moves? What? Right. Problem is, I think it is his cardio and he can't perform in the ring like he used to. And I think that's the problem. They could surprise us and put a 10-minute match on and we'll be like, yes, at last, something decent. Him actually getting really involved in the match, getting us invested. Not a match that's over in a couple of minutes and we're like, meh. But I'm happy it's not the main event. Because if this was the main event, I can tell a lot of people would be pissed. I'd be pissed. Predictions. I think it can go either way. Brock Lesnar, it can go either way. It depends on Goldberg's contract. But I'll say Goldberg. I think Brock Lesnar might be fading out because of his drugs and everything. I can see it happening, especially Paul Heyman now that he works at backroom stuff. I can see them fading Brock out and fading Paul Heyman out. Sorry to say it, but that's the way I see they're doing it. So I'm going to have to say Goldberg. Now, that I think this is going to be the match of WrestleMania. Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. I think this is going to be one hell of a match. I think this match is going to surprise people. I think it is going to be the best part of WrestleMania, and the way this has been built has been brilliant. It can go either way. It would be nice if Bray Wyatt got the victory in this. Now, I'm not saying that because he's Bray Wyatt. I'm saying that because it makes logical sense. Have Randy Orton has failed, because you could always have Randy Orton fade out for a little while and then make his return be a surprise. Or you can flip it. Orton wins. Bray Wyatt goes in himself, pulls back. We see a new Wyatt family. They could do that as well. There's many possibilities they can go. But me personally, I'm not going to go with what I think. I'm going to go with what I want. And I'd like to see Bray Wyatt win this. I know Randy Orton's over and he's popular. I'm not disrespecting Randy Orton, but to be a WrestleMania that's with the twist, I've got to say Bray Wyatt. So that's my predictions for WrestleMania. Now, in the UK, WrestleMania is starting, well, the pre-show is starting in an hour's time. we will be doing WrestleMania review, and 5 p.m. tomorrow that will be happening GMT, and then at 9 p.m. GMT it will be Impact Wrestling review. I have been talking to 2 talents about appearing as guests. I'm not going to drop names yet until it's confirmed that they're coming on as guests, but I'm in talks. I don't want to say too much because if I say something, it's going to spoil it. They are, well, I can't even say what organisation they're from because that's spoil it. But it's no one from the WWE. I can say that because they're not allowed to come on because they've got to get permission and all this. I've had this problem with Connors because I've been trying to get him on, but he can't because he's got because of his contract, blah, 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 blah. But anyway, I don't think this is going to be the best WrestleMania we've had. To me, to be honest, there's a lot of things that I'm unhappy with on that card. But I still think it's going to be a good WrestleMania. I think the Raw after will be amazing because the crowd will be red hot. I think at WrestleMania, the crowd's going to be red hot like always. So I want to get ready to watch WrestleMania. I will be charging my phone up and hopefully tweeting out while I'm watching WrestleMania. So don't forget to follow us at Slamdown Live on Twitter. Because like I just said, I am going to be tweeting bits, and the full review show will be tomorrow at 5 p.m. So I want to say a big thank you to everybody that's watched, and see you again tomorrow. This has been your host, Ashley Friend, and have a good WrestleMania.